Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene. I am the modern mystic and your resident moon goddess. Happy holidays, happy winter solstice, happy full moon in Gemini. I have been celebrating all day, really, celebrating endings and beginnings. I feel like this moon, this time of year, this change in seasons, it's really inviting us to take a look at the importance of the cycles in our lives and how things always must come to an end, how things always will begin, and how we get to embrace that through observing nature, diving into different seasons, and we're approaching winter solstice. And this is the season of rest, the season of restoration, the season of stillness and being with yourself and celebrating what you have harvested and what you're moving forward with towards the spring. And we get to honor that. We get to honor nature like still and dead around us, but so alive in so many ways. And I really invite you to take all of that in as we're collectively celebrating this end of this calendar year. No matter when we celebrate New Year and all the different perspectives as to when that is, we all collectively celebrate this one. We all gather, we all send off our calendar new year. And I started thinking about the importance around that and in the coming together where we naturally come together around this time and really honoring and acknowledging that. So I'm glad to be here with you as we're coming here in the end and we're sharing space again. This continues to be one of my favorite spaces to share time with you. And this is the last full moon of the year, and it's a powerful one. And we really get to open up to a new portal, to a new season with this full moon. Now we're coming off of Mercury, retrograde. So, Mercury rules Gemini. And whenever we're looking at a full moon, at a new moon, any phase of the moon, really, we look at to its ruler. And Mercury has come off of a really weird transit through Sagittarius and has stationed yesterday, few hours after the full moon was exact. And it's gone into its post shadow phase. Now, this is meaningful and this gives power to this full moon because of that. And because it opens up a kind of like a closure or a conclusion to the retrograde and what has been coming up for you during the retrograde. It's been approximately the last 21 days, and what has come up? We get to sit with that, we get to look at that, and maybe even have a realization moment, an insight that comes through during this illumination, during this full moon. Some piece of information that arrives to you. And this could happen in big ways and small ways. It doesn't always have to be dramatic, you know, but something will be revealed. It's bringing in that conclusion again, end of a cycle. I'm feeling all of these endings and all of these beginnings happening. And, the more that we embrace that as the natural ebb and flow of life, the less that we resist and try to hold on to things that need to change, we would really surrender into a lot more peace and a lot more grace. And it's important to look at these things because not only is it like it's It's extending the weirdness of the retrograde, the fact that this full moon is so powerfully linked to the retrograde transit, that things may still feel wonky well into the post shadow phase, which I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, when we talk about a retrograde or a planet going into retrograde, it's a moment where it's an appearance. The planet appears to be going backwards in the solar system. And it gives us a chance to resolve some things, to look at some things. But well before it goes into retrograde and well after it goes direct, it has these shadow phases, meaning its pre-shadow is giving us information about what is coming towards us, trying to give us messages and clues about what we're going to be looking at during the retrograde. And then in the post shadow phase, when the planet goes direct, as Mercury did yesterday, it then has to revisit the trajectory it's been through, now in its forward motion. And that means that you and I get to revisit these points. And the less we resist the revisiting, the better it is. The more you get out of the transit, the more you can, take the wisdom that it has for you and really evolve, get past certain things, not have to revisit certain things, actually take the moment and learn it instead of just rushing through the class, rushing through the test, right? So this is happening very strongly right now, and Mercury is trining the North Node in Aries. The North Node is that point of destiny that as a collective we've been looking at in Aries for 18 months now or so. And those are about to change in January. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this trine of Mercury in the North Node is also aligning us to our destiny. And it's urging us that it's going to take courage because it's going to require an upgrade from you. Evolution. You need, well, you don't need to do anything. It's a free will planet. You can do whatever you want to do. But I invite you to take a moment, take stock, and say, hey, how am I upgrading? How did I upgrade this year? Make it a New Year's ritual, make it a winter solstice ritual. Take stock of what you've harvested. Isn't that what we do in the winter to make sure that we can get through the winter with what we need? So take stock because we're moving into the next alignment of North Node and South Node, where the North Node will be moving into Pisces and the South Node into Virgo. And that's going to change the energy big time. And that happens January 11th. So we really have a few, maybe a couple of weeks to conclude the lessons that the North Node has been giving us this whole time. To integrate, to rest, to restore, to take it in. There is nothing left for you to do but have courage, have unwavering trust that you have done the best you can, that it is enough. So with these endings like in a mist, and this is, and technically a full moon is the end of a moon cycle. The moon has taken us from new to full, from darkness to illumination, and now back to darkness. So, stay open to insight, stay open to new information, you know. Um, this will bring you clarity. This will bring you some conclusions to what has been so confusing. You know, in big and small ways, where do we go next? Take a few moments and journal about that. Where do you want to go next? You've gathered information. You've gotten yourself this far. You're here now, and you've brought everything that you've learned. So where are you going to go with that? And it takes time to reflect on that, and it takes time to build the courage. So really focus on slowing down. Mars is in Leo, which is, Mars is a ruler of Aries. And in Leo, it's teaching you how to be your most authentic self, your biggest self, your most generous self, your heartfelt self. And as we're going into this Aquarian age, which, Leo happens to be in the axis across from Aquarius, what we need to bring in is that full heart-centered leadership, whatever that looks like for you, in whatever areas of your life you want to apply that heart-centered leadership, authenticity. So clarity is an issue right now. Neptune um, is squaring and doing its thing and having us consider and sift through many things. Like you may be finding yourself having to look through many truths to arrive at what yours is, and through the BS to get to what you really want to do. And there may be a lot of noise and a lot of social engagements and a lot of people and a lot of stuff going on. And I feel like this full moon is loud in some ways, it's a lot going on. So in that, I just want to again invite you to rest, to take time for you, to honor going into the next season in a time of stillness, in a time of quiet, um, and just plan out your next moves. Like look at finding clarity there. So I look forward to ending the year with the new moon in Capricorn with all of you. And, you know, as we change into the next season, let's um, take note that the moon reports will be changing as well. We will be hosting these spaces now at 7 p.m., but according to where the moon is in different times of the month. And that list will be coming at you pretty soon as Anima Collective members inside Mighty Networks. The events will be posted there. But well, not but and we get to now share a new time and a new space, and then maybe invite like new members of the collective and those to join um into this space. Maybe now there will be more time, maybe now hosted in the evening. You find yourself that you can join us live as a member of Anima Collective by signing into Mighty Networks and just going into that Zoom link. And we share such a beautiful space here in the Moon Report because not only do we do the Moon Report together, but then we stay a few minutes after sharing on these energies and how they're showing up for us personally and around us. So it's always such a great conversation. So we invite you to come into this space. And now it'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just please make a note of that. And I hope to be sharing space with you really, really soon. And if you watch these on the replay, I always am so grateful for that too. And I invite you to use the space in Mighty Network as Anima Collective members to engage in anything that you want to share, anything that comes up when you're watching the report. And, let's start conversations in that space. Um, so that we can connect even further and, really support each other through this process. I also am offering a few ways that you can contribute and support me during the holiday season. I'm sharing with you, and you can share with others, friends that might need this kind of support by going ahead and booking a annual reading with me. This is a 12-month reading where we go through 2025 and we pick out major themes for you, highlighting opportunities, highlighting challenges, and really preparing yourself energetically with this sort of map that you can take with you in 2025. You can find that service on Instagram on my bio at The Modern Mystique or at marlenemenendez.com in the links area of my website. Also, you can support me by maybe gifting someone that you love or someone that you need to share some healing with. I have a self-paced, complete virtual chakra journey that maybe you can gift a loved one or yourself for this holiday. If you just need that energetic boost, if you just need to maybe align yourself spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, really aligning yourself and centering yourself and putting yourself together through anything that you're going through, chakra work is always beneficial and a beautiful gift to give yourself or others in the holiday. You can also find that in marlenemenendez.com. And then also a third way you can support me, I have affiliated to go on a hormone health journey with a program that is 90 days. And I was looking for that in my life. And once I found a solution for myself, I said, why not affiliate and bring it to my customers, to my clients, to my students, to my friends? Because I know so many women that are struggling with their hormones for one reason or the other, whether that be you're changing, you're going into your wiser years, or anything that's going on with you, how that can throw us off into a frenzy. So I am going on a journey for 90 days starting January 6th, and I invite you. So if that's something that resonates with you or you're kind of looking for, go ahead and send me a message either on Mighty Networks, on Instagram, on marlenemenendez.com, anywhere that you can find get in touch with me, and I will share the information with you. Okay, my friends, collective, I will see you in the new moon, Capricorn, and we are wrapping up this year. So I celebrate and I honor winter solstice with you. And it is a pleasure to be walking this journey with you as always. Take care.